I'm Garrett.
And I'm Keith.
And today we're reviewing the Millionaire Booklet, How to Get Super Rich by Grant Cardone. I love this book.
I love it too.
This is like a classic.
It is. It's the best. So, how many times have we read this between the two of us? I've read it a dozen times. You've read it a dozen times. We always read it in between these books we're reviewing for you. The book, nice and quick read, right? He says he wrote it in about 2 hours. Takes about an hour to read the thing. He basically outlines 8 steps on how to get super rich. We're going to go through some of those steps, the ones we really like.
There is just so much gold in this book. Every single page just hits you and hits you and hits you.
Every single page. It's good. Some of those quotes in there are killer. All right, want to jump into some of these?
No, give them a quick outline. We got to outline this book before we get into it, because once we start getting into this, we're getting into it.
Again, the outline is there's 8 steps on how to get super rich, and he goes through them one by one and kind of takes you through it, and yeah.
Give them the steps, man.
All right.
We got to teach them how to be
super
rich.
These steps, all right, you're going to make a millionaire decision. He wants you to make that millionaire decision.
Make a decision to be super rich.
Stop telling people, oh, I want to be rich someday. I want to make a decision, you're going to get rich. Yep. That's the first one there.
Mindset,
right?
Man.
So the second one, millionaire math. You can always, anybody can have a goal. We always talk about how writing down your goal and figuring out how to get there, but do the math. Do the math on how you're going to make your $1 million.
Right, so for us, how many clients at my average sale price of X with average commission of X, how many clients do I need to service to be able to make $1 million gross?
Yep. All right, increase your income. So increase your income, that's the next one. I mean, everybody has the ability to increase your income. I think one of the things he talks about when he's talking about it is, you know, don't abandon your original income. You know, find ways to supplement that in big ones where the poor get rid of their income and try and replace it, where the rich build on their current one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, keep building new flows of income, but don't forget the first, right? So if you guys are full-time real estate agents, real estate is your main source of income. Use that to fund your other flows.
Now, if you happen to stop by our local office, you might hear my boy here shout out the fourth one. Who's got my money?
Who's got my money?
He just runs around screaming it all day long.
Who's got it, man? That's your battle cry, man.
So why does he say it? Who's got my money? I mean, what does that mean?
Who am I going to call today? Who am I going to talk to because they have money for me? Who's got a house that they need to sell that I'm going to make money out of that?
You want $1 million?
Who's got my money?
You want $1 million? You want to put $1 million in your pocket? Who's got it?
Someone's got it for you.
Someone's got it, right?
You got to be talking to those people. Who's got my money?
I think I love this next one. Stay broke.
Stay broke.
Stay broke. So he talks about how you can make all the money. You know, you're making money. You can't be trusted with money. He couldn't trust himself with money. He had his employer put money away, on and on. But the basic principle of it, I mean, I think of people like, Elon Musk. So he had SpaceX. He'd sell this, he'd sell that, and make hundreds of millions of dollars. And then he would just invest into the next thing. He made all this money, put it right into SpaceX. He had to borrow money for rent. Grant did the same thing. He'll sit there and he'll build this empire. As soon as he gets this money, he keeps it away from him. Right. That is for investing. That is for investing.
And I mean, it's that 10% that we talk about. So having your sacred accounts, keep that money. It is sacred. 10%, at least 10% of everything you make goes into a special account. Nothing touches it. That money is strictly for investments and for cash flow purposes.
Yep, and he had to borrow money to pay the bills. That's how important what you're doing.
That's right. He said he's making more money than he's ever made his entire life, and he's negotiating to get an extension on his rent because he's just staying broke. He's saving all that money so he can save it for investments. Money is meant to be saved.
You just walked into the
money is I messed that up. Money is meant to be spent, not saved. Save it so you can spend it on investments and make more cash flow.
So number 6, what I was just saying, save to invest, don't save to save. Absolutely. So I always, every time we talk about this book, I think about growing up. People saying, save your money for a rainy day. Save your money just in case. Oh, you always want to be, oh no, don't do anything too risky. Out of all the books we're reviewing, out of all the books we read, out of all the super rich people we know, we talk to, and we read about, how many of them say, play it safe?
One.
And yeah, I think, was it in this book that he says the now bankrupt financial investor or something? Yeah.
That's a whole nother video.
That's a whole other video.
But yeah, everyone always says, put that money into a sacred account, but it's there to be spent and invested to create more cash flow. That's why it's there. If you just have it sitting around for a rainy day, that rainy day will come and you will spend it on something that does not generate income. And guess what? You're right back to square one.
Yep. Number 7, multiple flows of income.
Yes.
But we already started talking about the multiple flows of income. You want income coming in whether you're working for it or not, right? You want that mailbox money. But the poor will get rid of their initial to try and start another one. When
that's
rich,
that's really people leaving a job to get to another job.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's kind of how they're doing that. But you got to keep that main job. So like I said, for you realtors, real estate feeds everything else. So keep that money, right? Keep that cash flow coming in from your real estate business and feed other investments that create more cash flow and more money for you to invest in other places to get more cash flow. It's all about the cash flow, man.
Absolutely. Number 8, repeat, reinforce, hyperfocus.
Yep.
Remember?
That's it.
Yep.
Repeat, reinforce, hyperfocus. And guess what? That is how to get super rich. Because you know what? Nobody teaches you how to get super rich.
School doesn't teach you to get
School
super
does
rich.
not teach you how to get
doesn't teach you how to get wealthy at all.
No, they teach you how to get that first job and then replace it with a new job and keep that single cash flow going, man.
No, keep debt. How to get in debt. How to get in debt and how to...
And you know what? And he even talks about it in this book. Debt is not a bad thing. What's he saying here? Super rich, the super rich use debt to get rich.
Absolutely.
Debt is not a bad thing. It's all how you use it and how you view it.
Yep.
If you're just creating debt and you're not getting income off of that debt, it is debt and it is bad.
I think, my top one that I wrote down, just the first thing I wrote down. So, talking about saving your money for a rainy day and all that, he says, you can go around and you're looking to, make sure your tires are filled up in your car so that we can get better gas mileage. Somebody in my life used to always say, shop around for gas, that type of thing. And now in the book, he says, store-bought coffee. If you get rid of one brand name coffee a day, you can save $2. So over the course of a year, you can save $700 a year. And he says, well, guess what? If you save $700 a year for 50 years, you're not going to be rich. You're just going to be old. I love that.
Money.
That clicked with me on a level I can't even tell you. My whole entire life, people are like, no, you got to save this and save this. Don't take a risk and invest it. You want to save it. And all I could think about was just invest it, make a hell of a lot more money,
right.
And who cares?
And I think it comes down to what are you spending your mind share on? Like if I'm driving around searching for better deals on gas, I'm not driving around searching for who's got my money. Because the gas station doesn't have your money, right? Who's got my money?
I'm going to go through a couple of these. There was one quote you liked a lot where he lost his quarter, and his father said, son, you're not sad because you lost your quarter. It's because it was your only quarter.
Yep.
Yeah, I like
and
that.
And he said from that moment on is when he made the decision that he would set himself up so that one big economic crash would not destroy everything he had.
Absolutely. He can't go broke $1
right.
at a time. He said, yep, absolutely. Those who say money can't buy happiness never had enough to find out whether it would or not.
Right. Isn't that the truth, man?
Yep.
Let's just get into this. The middle class is a compromise and it's selfish.
That resonates with me so much. I mean, let's just go through that really. That's worth explaining. If you make the compromise to stay in the middle class and you have a heart and you want to do things for your community, for other people out there, and you say, I don't want to get rich, you're being selfish.
You're not helping anybody because you can't even help yourself.
You're sitting there saying, no, I care about the world, but all I'm going to do is exert enough effort to make enough money for my family, my kids,
Sometimes
my
not
friends.
even.
Sometimes not even. You literally just said, yeah, I care about those people, but I'm going to do nothing. I'm not going to put in the time and the work to help them. That's selfish. That's absolutely selfish.
So we always talk about get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yep. Yeah.
If you're comfortable, you're being selfish, man.
Yep.
I think that's probably one of the biggest things. Pretenders sleep like they're rich, and I work like I'm poor.
I love it. So at one point he says he was talking to somebody. He's talking to them, and he was just kind of done with the conversation, and they're always like, oh, Grant, we don't see you here. Grant, we don't see you there. And he goes, you know what? You're right. You never see me at the club, and I'll never see you at the bank.
Boom! Oh man, Grant, dude. I mean, this whole book is just money. Everything he says in this book is just money.
We're raised to be on defense. To get rich, you must play on offense. Ever notice the ones that bitch and complain about money are the ones who are broke?
Damn. Yeah. If you're bitching and complaining about money, it's because you don't have it.
So
and you don't know how to get it. And you're probably blaming somebody else for that.
So something we didn't write down, what we talk about all the time. People who see us, I mean, we're real estate agents. We're always, what time is it now? It's almost 10 o'clock at night. We're here reviewing books because we love this stuff, right? People are always like, oh, you're not out, right? Yeah, okay, we'll never see them at the bank. But they're always like, oh, you're selfish, or you're doing this and you're doing that. You're not around as much,
right,
and all of that. And how many times are we out? And it's just like Grant said, we're out with a bunch of people. We pick up the check. No Nobody thinks you're selfish then. Nobody has an issue with it. They're all, oh, hey, Keith. Oh, hey.
Not greedy when I pay all the bills.
Not greedy when you pay all the bills, right?
And I mean, even this, man, he gets into this a little bit, that you know, people look at people that are rich, and that if you go out and you say that you're going to be rich or that you are rich, that you're selfish and you're greedy. But getting rich, even super rich, shouldn't be taboo. It should be your battle cry. Because you know what? If you actually care about people, like we said before, if you care about people, you're going to go out there and you're going to make as much money as possible. Because for you to give $1 million, you need to make $2 million.
Oh,
That's for you to give, because you're paying your business expenses, you're paying taxes. You need to make $2 million to give $1 million. So if I want to keep $1 million and give $1 million, I need to make $4 million. $4 million for me to keep $1 million and give $1 million.
Yep.
But that's greedy for me to want to make $4 million,
that's
right?
selfish. That's selfish. That's ridiculous.
Get out of here with that junk. Who's got my money?
He'll do that all night long. All right. So what do you rate in this book? I think it's pretty obvious to tell. What do you rate in this book?
Come on, it's 5. It's a 5. It's always a 5-star. This book, it's priceless. This book is priceless. So he even says in this, carry this around with you until you're a millionaire. This thing never leaves my bag, except to like when we're doing a book review or when I want to read it. But like, it's just money. This whole book is money.
Yep.
If you're like feeling down about the day, or like you're just feeling lost about life, just open up to any single page in this book and you will just find the rejuvenational energy of I'm going to be super rich, and this is how I do it.
And we reread it in between books.
All the time.
I mean, he's sitting there and he's like, oh, I got a listing appointment. Yeah, I got a listing appointment. I'm like, you're reading it, aren't you? He's like, yeah, I'm getting pumped up.
You know when I'm pumped up. You know why, too.
So
what do you give this book then,
We
man?
review a lot of books, and you know, we get critical. You gave it a 5. I mean, a 5 out of 5, that's a lot. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. This book is just, I mean, I hate doing it. It's just, this book is so good. I mean, like you said, you just open up to a page and start reading, and you start going, and instantly you get that surge of energy, right? So
It's unanimous. 5 stars.
5 stars. All right, so 5 stars. What do we read next?
Complaining about your money situation never seems to make you more money.
Absolutely, Gary. That's a good one. That's a good one.
What do we read next?
What do we read next?
So make sure you guys join us next time. We're going to be doing The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. Classic.
I love that book. That's
Classic
your
book.
foundation book. All right, so conversation starts right now. Fill up that comment section. We want to hear what you like, what you didn't like. We want to hear your big bangs. Discuss it with us. Discuss it with each other. And as always,
Keep doing next level shit.
keep doing next level shit.